So the fact is, we're all experiencing a worldwide crisis. Pandemic, quarantines, deep social unrest, riots. Very serious condition that caused deep anxiety, a lack of a sense of safety and trust. Theology is words at the service of the unspeakable. So this morning I'm going to try some outrageous, unspeakable words, because I'm going to talk about the inner life of God. What is at the heart and core of the mystery of the entire universe and each of our lives. The spiritual truth is that we are formed in the image of God. That doesn't mean that God has ears and a nose. It means that God is a community of persons. And that for all eternity, he's not been a hermit living in isolation. But this inner dynamic of love is the very foundation and core of the universe and of everything in it. The Christian insight to God, which is unique in other religions, is that God literally is love. That the word love and God are interchangeable. And what is that love? It's the energy toward union, the energy toward coming together. This community of persons is a continuous flow, and the Trinity is a dynamic, exciting God of love, which moves into the universe in its most intimate way, life. This God love invites us, transforms us, and models us. So I'm going to reflect a few moments on these thoughts about Trinity. First of all, God's love invites us. I'd like to share with you an ancient icon of the Trinity. This is an icon which images the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit as three persons seated at table together. And the beautiful thing about it is that there is a fourth place open, and that this Trinity of persons is inviting you to that eternal meal of love. When I think of Trinity, I like to think of Creator, Redeemer, Sanctifier. The old form of the sign of the cross was the name of the Father through the Son in the Holy Spirit. It's a relationship of love. It's the ultimate truth of the universe. God's essence is a relationship of persons, ultimately the person of God. And that's the meaning of the Trinity. This is Genesis, meaning that we were created in the image of God. God is love is not poetry. It is embodied in our belief that God is revealed in the love of community, of you and I are invited to share in that love. If you'd like to say after me, I welcome Trinity's invitation to God's inner life of love. I welcome Trinity's invitation to God's inner life of love. Secondly, love transforms. The beautiful thing about this love is it underlies all my behaviors. It's how it works. Human behavior starts with images. These images form attitudes, which are the basis of choices. These attitudes form behavior. Healthy images transforms me by giving a foundational image of the loving basis of the inner life of the Trinity. Genesis tells us we are formed in the image of God, who is love, and that love means connection. That's what the word love means. It means coming together, connecting. Diabolical, diabolein in Greek, is to throw away. It means separation. It is the opposite of love. False images bring bad attitudes, unhappy, destructive behavior. The world is based on competition, dualistic thinking, us, them. We're tempted to look for meaning in life in self-help books. It's not bad. But it misses the point. Computers, technology. If we just had the right technology, everything would be fine. Ultimately, it leads to dead ends and ultimately misery. The God-love attitude based on Trinity transforms, and it creates the only path that leads to happiness. If you'd like to say after me, the Trinity image transforms my life and is the basis of my choices. The Trinity image transforms my life and is the basis of my choices. Finally, God's love models. Trinity models communal love. Community is not only the goal, it is the means to salvation. In the Jewish tradition, God always approaches the people as a community. Jesus himself surrounded himself with 12 apostles and a whole retinue of people marching around Israel at the time. This symbol is a table, which is community, which is dinner. The old ascetics used to think, well, we're going to follow Jesus by wearing hair shirts and flagellating ourselves and getting martyred. And our old friend Saint Benedict in the 5th century said, you got it all wrong. Your discipline is living in community, and that's tough enough. That'll be all the hair shirts you need. Community is much more than just a frill, someone living a medieval theological mental acrobatic. It is a community forms attitudes, dictates positive human behavior rooted in community. Each of us, thankfully, belongs to several communities. We belong to St. John the Evangelist here. We belong to our family community, our work community, our social community, our world community. Communities are systems of God-love interaction. Each of these, no matter how imperfect and diverse, provides opportunities for you and me to transform them into the image of God's gracious divine law. If you'd like to say after me, I build community modeled on Trinity's inner life of love. I build community modeled on Trinity's inner life of love. So, my friends, this is radical stuff. Community forms the inner core of all reality. It is that love which we are created in and makes us in God's image. Bottom line is we can relax because love isn't going away. It's the basis of everything that is. And the message of the Trinity today is not domination, domination, domination. It's compassion in community. Thank you, George Lloyd.